Hello everyone, this is Nikki from Team Truvalence, today with Ale, and we'd like to discuss the restriction update, which came out today, and we want to give us our opinion and to hear your opinion in the comments down below. So, hi Ale,
Hello.
I know your opinion, a really strong opinion on the banned list or restriction list. Give us your thoughts, please.
Yeah, so in my opinion, like the first thought was, well, it's a good ban list, there's a lot of cards. But then when I went into deeper consideration, I really disliked this list. This list is not for me. And the reason is, it's like they're showing that they are willing to kill some decks to stop some strategies because some strategies are strong. But on the other hand, they're leaving other strong decks or even stronger decks completely out, right? So, I mean, the best example is Purple Hybrid. They banned Matishida and put Jack Ray 2 on, right? So basically, you cannot play it anymore in this style. Of course, you can still play it a bit differently, but really like the strong thing of the deck where you can activate Jet Raid, gain 2 or 3 memories, then play a mat out, get it back to a hand, do the combo all over again. It's not possible anymore, so it will move from a tier 1 deck to like a tier 2.5 to tier 3 deck, right? Then also Fenrir Logamon 2-1. So you can't do the OTK anymore. Makes sense. And Kusuamon 2-1 to stop the Talmon loop, right? So they hit 3 big decks. But the problem is some decks that are maybe as strong or even stronger, they left them completely out. So we don't see anything from Royal Knights. We don't see anything from Gallantmon X. We don't see anything from Virus Imperial Dramon. And the old Imperial Dramon is basically, let's say, with a slip to the, with a like hit to the wrist with the wrong Stingmon Turon. So in my opinion, this banned list is not for us.
Yeah, I agree that they left out some decks is not quite fair for the competitive side. I think this is a casual ban list. They were too soft on some decks, to be honest. And my only hope really is with the new set PT21 that we'll have a shift in the meta. But as it stands right now, we still have Royal Knights high tier 1, almost tier 0. We have, I mean, the hit to Imperial Dramon is nowhere near like justified. So Stigmon, when attacking, not being once per turn, is unjustified. I mean, there's more problematic cards. Matt and Davis and
Davis Kent, yeah.
Davis and Ken, sorry, Matt. Davis and Ken, and also the option card, which lets you digivolve for 4 less. I mean, uh, there's so much more to this deck which is problematic than this Stingmon here.
Yeah.
But what also really bugs me is this Lobomon hit. I mean, let's talk about these two guys. Agunimon, okay, I understand. Turn 2 to be able for like 3 memory to make 5 checks is stupid. I mean, this should be out of the game. But what did Lobomon do? Like, nobody played Blue Hybrid or Blue Ancient. Or it wasn't as popular as like BT16 times, right? Or BT17.
Yeah.
So hitting Lobomon feels like a joke. It's like, okay, we're gonna get rid of Agunimon, let's get rid of Lobomon too. But there's so many other cards that should have been hit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's like saying, okay, we want to hit an old deck that was strong but not played anymore, or like not played in the competitive scene, while still keeping other decks around. And also like the problem with like Royal Knight, in my opinion, is like Royal Knight was already one of the strongest decks, but it struggled a lot against Purple Hybrid, just because you were able to play 3 to 4 Psychmons and then stopping them from playing. But now you're taking from one of the strongest, if not even the strongest deck, the best counter matchup away. And yeah, so it's like it even got a buff from the banned list. And another problem for me is like they're hitting new and old decks, but they left completely out Gallant Monix,
Mm-hmm.
especially Protoform. In my opinion, that card shouldn't exist, especially not at 4. And yeah, I mean, it's like if the opponent has it, you really just know, okay, you're screwed. You can't do anything. You can't even play around the card. And yeah, it's like saying it's like they want to limit the memory cards with check rate, blinding rate. They also had like hammer spark cards like that, but then they keep around protoform. Of course, protoform, you need the Digimon in play, but when you have like the specific Digimon, it's even better than one of the memory cards because you also gain a like okay, you Digivolve for 1 less, so you basically gain 1 memory.
Mm-hmm.
And then you potentially even have a bonus effect. So if you go directly into an X antibody Digimon without having the normal Digimon in the Digivolution source, you still get the bonus effect, which makes it even greater. So this is like why I don't like the list. It's like basically they're like saying, okay, we want to hit some decks, but we still like some other decks, so let's keep them safe while we hit others. So for me, it's like either let us play a lot of things or hit a lot of decks or hit a lot of strong decks so it gets balanced back.
Yeah, and what also like talking about these two here, Jack Ray and Blinding Ray. Why didn't they hit the red one, the red option card, which also gains 2 memory? So we saw that this gain memory for free effects are getting abused. And with Red Hybrid getting new support, I'm 100% sure someone is going to be abusing some of these memory gain effects. Like how is it called?
Gravity Crush.
Yeah, Gravity Crush. So Gravity Crush, you for free gain 2 memory, and that's enough to digivolve onto a tamer, right? So
Yeah, and then,
doesn't really make sense in my opinion. They didn't really think this through. They
yeah.
could have just said, okay guys, we've banned or we've restricted Hammer Spark. Now we saw that these are problematic. Why don't just get rid of every zero cost memory gain effects?
Yeah, and especially like Gravity Crush, of course, has a downside that at the end of the turn you lose 2 memory. But to be honest, in decks like Red Hybrid or something like that, you will use it on your last turn where you're trying to go for game. So like saying, okay, either I win this turn or this game is over. So if you get like into a security bump, um, so there it's like the 2 memory won't even matter because either you win
Mm-hmm.
or if you can't kill him, you know you will lose next turn. So it doesn't matter if your opponent has 2 memory more.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean
yeah.
one positive thing I can say is like the Mother D Reaper plus Shoto restriction.
Mm-hmm.
This is quite nice, but to be honest, it was expected. Everybody wanted this.
Yeah, it was clear. I
And
mean, it's just yeah, it doesn't fit Digimon to have an
yeah,
turn 2 and an unaffected blocker, right?
yeah.
15k
And
blocker.
another thing I wanted to also discuss in this video, it's like the Mirage Gaogamon 2-1, right? Because hopefully no spoilers, but in the Digimon finals, the Galaxy deck won, which only played one Mirage Gaogamon.
Yeah,
So basically this deck is still one of the best, not maybe even the best deck, and they also didn't hit it.
yeah. So I mean, I'm like Mirage player since Mirage came out, and for me, it's just yeah, you're killing a deck which is not even that much played anymore. The top end is getting abused by Galaxy, and you've just killed a deck which was a fan favorite deck, which many people also hated. I get it, but nowadays, I mean, I've played it in a tournament since the new BT20 cards came out. It's not that strong anymore. Okay, it it's really maybe tier 1.5 or tier 2 even.
Yeah.
It is explosive. I get it. The all turns effect is stupid. I get it really, but now to hit it, it feels like okay, we uh, like we have to do it for half of the community because they were angry with Mirage, and now you've killed the deck. I mean, what should I do? Should I play 4 of the BT13 Mirage Galgamons?
Well, I mean, just play
Yeah,
Galaxy. It's still
I,
full power.
yeah. So this feels like a joke to me, to be honest. Fenrir Luga, on the other hand, okay,
Mhm.
they killed the OTK, fine. I mean, it's still there, the potential is still there, but I think people will now focus and try to cook with the BT20 cards, which is great. I like it, um, but Bauman was the problem, so it was not this card. Um,
Yeah.
for me, it would be fine if they had to climb up and then hit the level 6 and then do the shenanigans, right? But okay, I guess Fenrir Lugamon, okay, they killed the deck as it was, and it's kind of okay. But Kuzuhamon, for me, also not quite understandable. Okay, Ruin Loop, you can argue it's unfair, but
Just ban Ruin Mode.
yeah, just ban Ruin Mode. I mean, now, yeah, I don't know. It's okay, it is problematic, but we saw the top 4 player played um, Renamon, I mean the tribal deck without Kuzuhamon, and he still played 2 ruin modes. So he did the same thing more or
Mhm.
less without the loop. I mean Kuzuhamon for me is also a joke to restrict. There should have been more restrictions or more problematic cards.
Yeah. And like you also mentioned with the Stingmon and Lobomon, I'm quite eager to read what's Bandai's opinion because, as we saw in the last Banned list, when they updated it on their side, they also have a little explanation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there, I really want to know why they hit Lobomon and Stingmon. Lobomon, it probably be something like, yeah, like a Goonimon, you shouldn't digivolve into level 6, but you still have the other Lobomon and a Goonimon, right?
Yeah.
And for Stingmon, it's probably they're just saying, it's too strong. It's not once per turn to draw one card, even though you can play just other Stingmons. And yeah,
I was expecting more. The only thing we got from this ban list is cool um, memes, right?
memes. Yeah, yeah,
I
it's
mean,
like, yeah, because when we discussed it, we just saw, okay, why didn't they hit Royal Knight or just like a little bit? For example, if they don't want to hit their big monsters, why not restrict their option card, which are like really good? Also, like the X antibody protoform, why is this card still at 4? Because right now it gets abused in Gallantmon. And also, if you're saying, oh, Gallantmon, you aren't scared of that deck, you just have to wait for the next X antibody deck, and then there it will get abused, right? It
yeah,
was
true.
also like in purple, in Leviamon, and such. So it's always a strong card. So as long as you have X antibodies with like special effect, then it's just broken.
We saw that like when Magnamon X, no, before that even, Liviamon came out, right?
Yeah.
So Liviamon X was oppressive, played protoform. Now, then we had X antibody cards were throughout the history of Digimon just too OP. Um, we
I mean,
had,
it's okay if they
yeah,
OP if you need like the special combination, if you go
true.
from a Digimon to the X antibody, because in most cases you need to pay one memory and you say, okay, you need the level 6 and then you need also the X antibody and you need to pay one memory.
Mm-hmm,
But with this, you remove the memory paying, you remove that you need both cards. So yeah,
true. And they didn't touch Brazil. I mean, Royal Knights at all. So
yeah,
it's fast, it's oppressive. Yeah, it doesn't change the deck like in any ways. So they seem like they didn't really think this through.
Yeah.
As you can see,
So
wrong Sting 1-1. I think
yeah,
that you can still play him, right? It's not even that he's banned.
yeah, and
And
that yeah, and the sad part is like with putting like this thing one at one, they're basically signalizing okay, we want to hit the Imperial Dramon. It is either too strong or it was too strong for too long, and we want you to play other decks. But then you hit the wrong card. So it's like saying, okay, we know it's too good, we should restrict it, but we don't want to.
hmm and what also makes really sense now, looking at, or what doesn't really make any sense, is that Met is banned. So Met never had the impact like Mega Digimon Fusion had.
Yeah, the
And
only other bank card.
yeah, the only other banned card. Why don't you put him to one and let Purple Hybrid still play the deck somehow? Now that
Or
Jack raised
yeah,
one and Matt is gone, what do you want to do as Purple Hybrid? I mean, you can cook something up, I'm sure.
yeah, or you can also, I mean, if you say Matt is just abused in Purple Hybrid, why don't you make like a banned pair, right? You could say if you play Matt, you cannot play Duskmon.
Yeah.
And then the
hmm
problem is solved. You still have Matt for the other purple decks, but I don't understand it.
And also,
Especially,
Fenry, if you, I mean, the potential here with Stingmon and Fenry, these cards are still around. They're at one, so I still have to guess playing against Fenry. Oh, I might die turn two. So, doesn't make any sense.
yeah. So, yeah, guys, what do you think about the banned list? What did you like? What don't you like? Do you agree to our opinions? Let us know in the comments down below. We will also upload in the next few days, update the tier list, like where we say what we think or which deck we think are the best or are not that good anymore for the upcoming format. So subscribe and don't miss that.
Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one.
See you.